everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Mrs. Pinky Thoughts. I am your host, Mrs. Pinky, and I'm glad you could be here with me today. Thank you so much for joining me on a new episode of Mrs. Pinky Thoughts. Before I get into the topic of the show today, I would like to start off by saying thank you for joining me. And if you would like to ask any questions, please go do so in the comments. Please make sure you also like and subscribe to my channel, Mrs. Pinky Thoughts, and also hit that notification bell so that way you can know if anything else is going to be posted or when a new episode is going to drop. Like tomorrow, I have an interview with the Urban CEO that's coming up tomorrow. Today's episode is going to be about me, and it's just going to feature myself, and we're going to just have fun today talking. If you look around the outside of my screen, you will see that I have all of my information for you to view. If you feel so blessed and so led today by my show, please don't forget to donate to my Cash App, which is at the top, which is $ Ms. Pinky 85 to help me grow my channel and to keep going and giving you guys great content. Or if you have a PayPal, please donate to paypal.me/MrsPinky85. I have a couple of things for you guys that I want to share with you today, and a lot of it is my social media presence, but I also will talk to you about my time in the military, how I became a social media influencer and a podcaster, and what does this all mean. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to do a double share screen for you today so that way you can see some of the things that I have going on, because I know I tweet a lot and people are like, whoa, what is she doing over here? And what is she got going on. So as we get into the show, we're going to talk a little bit about me, who I am, where I'm from, and what is this crazy girl talking about every week. Well, I would like to start off with letting you know that my name is Nicole Pinkston. A lot of people wonder where Mrs. Pinky came from, and Mrs. Pinky isn't from someone else. It's not because I love the color pink. I got Mrs. Pinky from my actual name, which is Pinkston, and I got that name from my husband, who was also my combat veteran and my buddy in the Army. We used to call him Pinky for short. So when I married him, I became Mrs. Pinky. So that's where Miss Pinky came from. And the thoughts came from, for the title of my channel, well, Thursday thoughts used to be a thing on Twitter. So we used to talk about, oh, post your Thursday thoughts. And I was like, why don't I post my thoughts? And so I was like, oh, my thoughts. That sounds like a cool name. But then it became, wait, who is my? It could be anybody. So I went Mrs. Pinky Thoughts. And then I was like, a name is born. So all of my things are called Mrs. Pinky Thoughts because I let people know that these are my thoughts. And as everybody, we all got opinions. So my thoughts may, offend, or people might support them. But as always, these are my thoughts. And excuse me for the craziness that's going on with my headphones today. I had to do some technical stuff that's going on. Also, I want to let you guys know, if you, for some reason, lose me or you can't hear me, we are going through another thunderstorm like last week. And so sometimes during these thunderstorms, we have issues with the technology and all of that. But enough about me just blabbing about how I got my name. Let's discover a little bit about Mrs. Pinky. So who is she? Well, I'm going to take you onto a screen share with me, and I'm going to pop up this screen right next to me. I know it's a little bit blurry and you guys cannot read it, but this is my Twitter page. And if you would go into my profile, and if you guys will love it, I have my logo that was designed by Miss Fry's Arts, who is my real sister. And she did a wonderful job trying to get my personality, my glasses, and my hair, and be coming up with my logo. And it might be blurry for you guys, but it says my mind is open to you. Now, as I put in my bio, the first line says Executive Director of Conscious Conservative Media. I'm a podcaster at Mrs. Pinky Thoughts. FreedomReconnection.com is where I blog, and I've been with them for almost 5+ years. And I'm a Christian wife and mother. This is with my own Twitter page, and I'm just showing you guys where it is. When I let you guys know that I'm on Spotify, I'm not just saying that. We can just Google it real quick to let you know that I'm really got a channel over there at Spotify. It'll come right up in Google. Just click it like that. Give it a minute, and bam, Miss Pinky Thoughts. I just dropped a new audio podcast called Fixing Healthcare with your girl, Dr. Nikki Johnson, which you can find her Not a Provider at. And then all of my seasons are located on Spotify if you have a Spotify account. Thank you, Greg. You said, hey, Mrs. Pinky. Thank you, Greg. Thanks for joining us onto this channel. I'm just letting everybody know who I am. And if you're coming in late, just sit back. This will be a fun ride. I'm going through my social media and let everybody know who I am and who is this girl that's going off on Twitter. As I said, I am the media director for Conscious Conservative Media, and I can take you over to Conscious Conservative Media, which is the premier network for conscious conservatism. We have a number of channels. If you have not joined, please go over there and join. It's easy and it's free. No subscription, no nothing. And thanks to our contributors and sponsors. But I am actually a host, and I have my very own channel there. And guess what it's called? It's also called MrsPinky Thoughts. And over here is where I do my live streams. I post blogs and whatever is on my mind. I am a content creator. But not only am I a content creator, I am an executive media director. And so I try to help lead people over here, try to help people navigate and things of that nature. A lot of people don't know that if you click any events, like the event going on now, you can see all of the things I'm doing now and future events if you are in conscious conservative media. A lot of people wonder, what is conscious conservative media? But hey, I'm the media director. Just hit me up and I'll let you know what's going on. And we have all kinds of events going on every day. So please come back and please join us. Also, I wanted to show you guys where, if you go to FeliciaKillings.org, this is our Visionaries website. Welcome to Felicia's Killings Foundation. And she has everything that you need to be interested. If you're interested in a women's ministry, being a VIP member of the movement. If you want to look at our t-shirts, you just go join our movement. Bam. And all of this stuff is right here on one easy to read website. The men's t-shirts are all here. And we have women's sizes as well. You just hit women's t-shirts and boom, there it is. So we're doing a lot. Also, I would like to just let you know that if you go to the bookstore, if you have any questions about Felicia or the Conscious Conservative Movement, all of this stuff is available on digital and hard copy prints. You just need to go there. You can get her memoir. You can get, what is Conscious Black Conservative? Who even knows what that is? Well, you can go right there, or you can go back to the network, and we have channels right up in here. You just go to the channels. Boom. What is Conscious Black Conservative? Bam. Right there. And it tells you exactly who we are, what we do. We have all the information right here at our disposal. But more about me. So if you want to know about me, not just the conscious conservatism or just my other social media, I have here for you, I have my Facebook page. This is just my stories archives, a lot of stuff that I post over there. And a lot of things that I do. I love to cook. A lot of people always wanted me to do this. This is chili. This is the after effect of that same meal. I throw my food up in here. This is when I made banana poke cake for my son's birthday. And that's little Miss Pinky, my daughter, that you just seen come across the screen. But as far as food is, this is the stuffed cabbage I made. Let me go a little bit back. So when I decided to join the Army, I had to pick a job. And so in the military, I picked 92 Golf, which is considered an Army food service specialist or a cook. So cooking is my passion. I feel like everybody loves to eat, no matter which culture you come from or what culture you're in, you eat. So cooking is something that I love to do, and I have a passion. So I have tons and tons of pictures on my social media of food I cook, things I like to do. I need to work on my plating still. This is my attempt at some crepes. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, it looks great. Thank you so much. I'm so shy. Like, I want my food to look and taste perfect. So sometimes I'm shy to show people. Like, people are like, oh, you should show your food and you should. And I'm like, I don't know. Because my brother is a chef, and he's an executive chef. So sometimes I'll be scared he's going to see it and be like, oh, that don't look right. But that's my attempt at chicken and shrimp carbonara. And this is my Facebook page and my media page, chicken wings. So I love to throw down. I love to cook. That is some of my my time. This is when I attempted to do my first roast brisket. Oh, I was so scared because holding temperature when you make brisket is so difficult. So that was my first time doing brisket. I love posting memes. I love posting jokes and trying to be funny. And I love posting my children and my babies. So this is my social media over. And I want to show people that this because my name is Nicole Pinkston. And a lot of people be like, where did Pinky come from? And how did that happen? Well, like I said, I was in the military. I was a soldier. Oh, that's my skinny days and younger days. And I'm like, oh, look at that neck. It's all sticking out. But my husband and I, we did serve together. And I don't know if I can find the picture of us together, but here's some other interesting. That's me as 7 years old. That's me. I always had a big head. Oh, Greg says I see nothing wrong with the plating. I know it's gonna taste good. I mean, the plating might look weird, but yeah, that's me right there. That's me. I've always had a big head and I've always had a lot of hair. So, and I went through phases of me trying out different styles and everything, but God has been good with my hair because I still got my hair. This is me and my son at our his Christmas luncheon. So he was natural like me. He since have had a haircut, but he used to rock the afro like his mom. We went to, if you wonder what these Western photos are, we went up to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. You know, if anybody knows, I love Dolly Parton. And so we went up to Tennessee and we just walked into this area and we thought it would be fun to just play dress up. And you could see us smiling and just posing and everything and having a good time. This is just a family oriented thing. This is when we went on a family vacation up to Tennessee. And let's see what else. Like this is another picture of me. I have siblings that serve too. My husband wasn't feeling good that day, so it's not his favorite picture. But this is my brother, who was also he's a corporal right here, but he became a sergeant. My sister, that's Miss Fry's art right there, and we all served our country, and we all did our time, and then now we're all out just chilling as civilians right now. Let's see if I can find anything else. This is when I was still skinny, and we went. This was when I had my fun trip in Puerto Rico, and we had fun down there. But that's enough about my Facebook page. Let's go over to my other social media. I do have this YouTube channel. I have interviews at the bottom with different people. If you haven't seen them so far, I would ask that you go like and subscribe and, leave a comment. Let me know how you enjoying my shows. I'm so new to this and I cannot believe all these wonderful, wonderful people decided to join me and talk to me about different things. And even have one with me and my sister just talking and chatting it up. As you can tell me talking for the last 14 minutes, I love to talk, and that's always been a trait of mine. And when I first attempted college, the very first time when it all got messed up, I did want to be a journalist. I did want to be a reporter, and that was before YouTube was big and everybody had their own thing and everybody was trying to do their own thing. So to come full circle and to be able to do this for you guys, I really appreciate. This is a service. I don't even have enough subscribers in there. I'm not monetized or anything, so I'm literally just giving my free time to talk to you guys because I've been commentating on social media for a while, but I used to hide behind avatars and things like that. But as things have changed publicly, I felt a need and a push to do more. Oh, I already showed you guys that. Oh, also I also do this blog and it's again free, no payment, which is fine. I don't mind. I volunteer. And it's called freedomreconnection.com. And I blog and I just post my opinions. And this is the latest one I did. I dropped it today. And this one is called Make It Make Sense. And I have, if you click my name, when you go there, you will get all of my writings. And I write. So I write as much as I talk. So I have a lot of writings and thoughts and everything. And you don't have to agree with me. Yeah, I say I'm a conservative. And yeah, I have a problem with the Republican Party. And yeah, I'm not a Democrat and things like that. But I want to back up a little bit just to let you know that I do have a college degree. I went to South University after I joined the military. I used my money from the military, and I got a degree in business administration. And the reason I picked business administration is a lot of people try to be entrepreneurs and they start their businesses, and a lot of the majority of businesses fail. And I have this nitpicky thing about myself is I don't want to start something and just fail. So I said, why don't I go to school and learn how to run a business and learn like the ins and outs of running a business? And so that's what I did. I went and I tried to learn how to make a business, and it was fun. You actually have to run a business before you get your degree. They give you like a fake business. I think our fake business was a tennis shoe store, and we had to sell shoes, and it was fun. And going back to college after you do time in the military is kind of scary because you're in school with 18 and 20-year-olds, and you 30 or pushing 30, and you're like, oh my God, I'm so old. And I'm back at it, trying to be, trying to do this thing. But hey, God made a way for me to be able to go back to college, so I did. And thank you so much. Congratulations, Jess. My life has been such a journey, and I cannot complain now. I've been through some really, really low lows and really, really high highs, and that's why I celebrate my family so much, my parents, my siblings, because only God knows how much I've been through, And if you don't believe in God, that's fine with me. I don't see. I know I'm very opinionated on Twitter, but once you get to know me, you know that like you could almost 100% disagree with me on everything. But as long as you come correct, and long as we can, find some mutual ground and we respect each other, I really don't. I don't stress it enough. So you don't have to be the same religion as me. You don't have to be the same race, the same gender. You don't have to believe half of what I believe. I mean, shoot, my opinions might matter. Oh, there's something else I wanted to show you guys. I have so much going on that I almost forgot my own stuff. So I do have another blog. And one thing that is I want to stress about me is that I'm a fan of movies and theater and anime. I used to not think that I was a fan of anime because I like specific animes. Like I like Sailor Moon and I like Dragon Ball Z and almost all the shonen ones and the more popular ones. But as I'm getting time, when I get time to myself, I actually get a chance. Like this is an article. This is a whole nother blog page I have that I haven't really been having a chance to been able to update. But again, it's MrsPinky Thoughts because I'm trying to keep consistent with everything. And I wrote about Black Clover. More food, food. I wrote about Justice League, the Snyder Cut. Anybody who knows me knows I'm more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan. Not that I hate Marvel. Please don't come for me in my comments and say, oh my God, you hate Marvel. I don't hate Marvel. But I grew up more in a household that watched Superman, Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman. So, but like here we go. Here's my review of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I love Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's actually my favorite of the new ones that they're putting on Disney network. I didn't really like WandaVision. Ooh, I'm sorry. And Loki feels like a segue into Doctor Strange. So I really didn't hate it, but this one I loved it. I love how they transitioned. I love how they made him Captain America. I loved it so much. Obviously, I wrote about my love for Sailor Moon and One Piece, and again, more food. And I love food not just because I love to eat, but like I said before, I was a soldier and I was deployed and I was a cook. And the coolest thing is they always say that the army runs on its stomach. Like, yeah, you have to have your infantry, you have to have your people that are fighting the wars and battles, but everybody always love a good warm meal. And even if when we were dealing with the Iraqi nationals and people in other countries, they had food. And the easiest way to break the ice with anybody is to give them food. It doesn't matter their culture unless you know their dietary habits and things like that. But food is a great icebreaker. And we have problems with starvation, and we have problems with GMOs and allergies and things like that. So I feel like food is a great groundbreaker. And I got it from my late grandmother. Her name was Mary. And no matter what she was doing with you, you got to eat something. So she would give you cakes or cookies and pies. And even I remember when she was getting up into before she passed, even in her late 80s, because she lived to be 90 years old, she still would take time and go to the stove and make something. It didn't matter. So that's a side passion of mine. And that was kind of what my business was going to be when I went to business school. But, I got a little bit sidetracked because, politics is into everything right now that you end up forgetting everything. And so we go back over to my channel over in Conscious Conservative Media because I want to show you a couple of things I've done over there. If you haven't been able to go over there, or if you're watching this later, I do have certain interviews and certain things that I am trying to do that I would love you to see. I talked to Georgia Rep. Blackston about the Georgia law. I talked to Tina about parenting. I talked to Roderick about the First Amendment. Kira Davis over on social media, check that out. So I'm trying to develop, a channel that helps people realize that they are patriots. I know a lot of people throw that word patriot out there and they think it's just waving a bunch of flags and, talking about the Constitution all day. But there are a lot of people who just get up every day, go to work, and they do their job. And I feel like that's part of being patriotism because you're being a contributing member of society. You don't necessarily have to belong to a political party to be a patriot. And that was the passion for my channel inside the Conscious Conservative Network. And my specific focus was to get people to realize that despite all of America's problems and all of the things that make America suck, there's a lot that already is wonderful about this country. The fact that I'm a mom and I'm sitting here and I'm able to talk to you guys and I'm able to give y'all my thoughts and I'm able to even converse, and then people say they can do that in other countries, but I'm only talking from my experience and for what I know, and this is what I've been able to do. Have I experienced racism? Yes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have blatant specific racism. I used to be in an interracial relationship and I have interracial family members and I've seen it and I've dealt with it. Have I dealt with bad police? Yes. Have I dealt with good police? Yes. Like I said, my family's full of veterans, full of law enforcement, full of corrections, full of, all walks of life, and my family is huge. So there's probably people doing stuff that I don't even know right now in my family. But as I'm sharing this screen with you, I want to go to my desktop because I wanted to share a couple of photos. See if any of these photos pop up. Maybe not. Let's go back to the other window. But yeah, we can. But yeah, I decided to do this podcast because a lot of people are new to my Twitter, and they don't realize that I've been doing this for about 4 years from 2017. I actually been in a political commentator since 2012, but the problem is I was kind of hiding behind scenes and people didn't know who I was, and I just kept calling myself Mrs. Pinky, and I didn't come out with my real name, and I hid behind memes and avatars, and I was a lot more vulgar. So I was cussing people a lot. I was using all kinds of language because I was angry and I didn't like the direction of the country, and meeting a whole bunch of people on social media calmed me down. And I was scared, and I'm still trying to be very cautious about what I relate to the public and what people know about me and things like that. But I want you to understand that I'm an everyday person because I want you to get inspired, that you can be involved and you can be active. And even if you're holding opinions and thoughts that are different than what the mainstream trend is, that's fine. It's what you decide to do with it. You can have your opinions and everything, but you don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to tell people, that they're slaves or that they're brainwashed or that they're retarded. Now, there are people who act like that on social media, and he said, I love that. And that's why I started following her. I want to make sure people understand that I have not changed. I'm just trying to be more focused and more effective. Like before, I was just throwing darts because I was just like so tired of one side just being, aggressive and the other side being weak back and spineless and scared. And I'm like, why are y'all so scared of these people? So I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to say what I want, and I'm going to say what I want. And I have no idea why I'm not suspended off of Twitter. I say this every day. How do I still have a Twitter account? How do I have 12,000 followers? Like, y'all crazy or am I crazy? I have no idea. And it's not that I'm not scared and I don't want to protect my family and I don't want to protect my parents and have, a site that makes my children proud. They want to Google mommy and see all this crazy, like, what is mommy doing? But I want to be effective, while a lot of people are fighting on Twitter, behind the scenes, there are politicians and there are lawmakers and there's people doing actual things that affect us. They're affecting our homes, they're affecting our jobs, they're affecting our taxes. And I'm sitting here going, rah, 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 but what am I doing to actually? So I wanted to actually get involved, local GOP, local politics, And I've been a conservative for as long as I can remember. And even the times that, like, I try to let people know that being conservative doesn't mean you're a Republican, or being conservative doesn't mean you're a Democrat, or being a liberal doesn't mean, it's more like how your values align, and what they look like. So I've been a conservative. I grew up in the church. We used to go to church every time the doors was open. My dad was a deacon, a minister. His dad was a minister. His mom was a minister, evangelist. His grandparents were evangelists. So everybody from as long back as I can remember know God and love God. And I got Christian family, Muslim family, Jewish family, and atheist family. So spirituality, all that is all through in my blood. And so being conservative, I probably came out of my mom conservative. But actually picking a political party, that's where it gets kind of tricky, because, you vote because you feel like you're supposed to, then you vote because you're a soldier, then you vote and you're like, does my vote even matter? And then you vote because you're mad. And so, and then I got with these other people, and they call themselves the conscious conservatives, and they actually think they can do something. They actually think they can change the game. They actually think they can do dual domination and give black voters power, and no matter who's in the party. And I'm like, oh, y'all serious for real? Let me see what y'all doing. And so I was like, I got a podcast and I ain't really got that many followers. Let me just drop this in here. And lo and behold, I talked myself into being a media director. And so now people are seeing a shift on my social media. They're seeing, what happened to her just, and it's not that I don't want to tear into people or go in there, but is that really effective? Not really. And trust me, I will go into you if I have to, if I need to. That person is still here, because I learned a long time ago, like when I was first on Twitter, I was weak. If somebody say something about my face, my hair, I'll be like, and I'll be crying. They dragging me on Twitter. Look at all these ratios. Now I do not care. You could drag me all day, and I'm getting more followers. How did that happen? But back to the story. The main point is I want to be effective. I want to actually, stuff is starting to seep into my kids' school, seep into my husband's check, seep into my VA benefits, seep into what we watching on TV. It's like, you can't be neutral anymore. You watching Green Arrow and they talking about him running for mayor and the Democrats. You're like, wait, hold up. I'm just trying to watch this. What this got to do with this? Or you watching Walking Dead and they talking about Sarah Palin on Talking Dead. You're like, hold up. Do I got to start figuring out what's going on in politics so I can watch my favorite stuff? And so it's seeping into everywhere. Basketball, football. You can see how it's going into the Olympics. And you just, you want to be neutral and you want to mind your own business. But you're like, can I even mind my own business anymore? I mean, it's raining outside. And they might say, oh, it's because of climate change and da-da-da-da. And you're like, oh, I can't even talk about the weather anymore. So they drug me out my cubby hole and from behind my little avatar. And people who know me from freedomreconnection.com and from my Twitchy days, oh, I was really bad over there too. I think I got kicked off of Twitchy. I probably could have been a writer at Twitchy, but no, they kicked me out first because I got mad at one of the administrators. I think Donna Brazil had said something defending Obama, and then I told her get off his dong. I told her get off Obama's, and they was like, you can't say that over here, and I was like, I can't say what? All right, I'm gone. Then I walked from Twitchy, and then that's how I got. Let me get a Twitter. Let me say it on Twitter, and then Twitter changed because I remember you could say what you want on Twitter. I don't know what happened. I guess Twitter didn't want to get sued, or we ended up getting the president to start saying what he wanted. I mean, it was cool to get somebody to fight for the American people, but then you're like, should he be saying that as president? He not me. I'm not the president. I mean, I don't know whether this is just cringe because Trump said something or go, that was funny, Trump. And I was like, I don't know how to view that, man. Man, you shouldn't be saying that. You're the president. And now we have a president that be saying to you, like, what did he say? Was that Spanish? Was that even English? Come on, Biden. You've been doing this a lot longer. How y'all let this man out here looking like this? So Twitter used to be a good place to vent. I don't want to keep talking about politics. My husband all day. He probably getting mad, annoyed, like, here she go again, complaining about this and that. So I was like, let me get a YouTube and let me get a Twitter so I can leave him alone. And we also used to work in the military together. And so I'm like, did we just serve under this? What did we go to Iraq for? Did we go to Iraq just to kill a bunch of people? Did we get oil? Oil, while gas prices look the way they did do. So yeah, I got on the Twitter trying to vent my frustrations. Became like a right winger black person, and I was getting called coon, I was getting called traitor, and I was getting called stuff, and I was like, I don't care, f you, blah blah blah, suck my this, that, and the other. But was that actually helping with politics in my local area? No. Was it even making me feel better? No. I'm still at home, mad and seething, and yeah, like who is this? Is I mean, some people didn't even know how to read my screen name. They was calling me Mr. Spanky, and then they thought I was a white guy behind my name. They was like, "Oh, these white supremacists are hiding behind black avatars," and I was like, "Do I gotta really show y'all my face for y'all to know that I'm actually? How you talking like this?" And then I started sounding like some of Black Conservative Inc. I was trying to say like, I mean, I'm not black, but I'm American. But I was like, that's stupid. My hair is 4C. How am I not black? I have to do my hair, and it looks like a fro. Of course, I'm black. Like what? That don't make no sense. So I'm like, who out here speaks for me? Because I'm like, yeah, I'm black and I'm proud, but I don't like progressivism. So I'm like, where do I fit? And so I'm like, I don't know if Felicia Killers or Jeff Charles know what they got themselves into trying to be cool with me. And I hope Twitter don't, and I hope YouTube don't find out too bad and be like, oh nah, we not gonna monetize her. She too crazy. Like I'm pretty sure this channel is gonna go down. But in the meantime, I'm working. Like I showed you my channel, but hey, Felicia is kind of being nice. She let me be host of 3 channels, so we could take you back over here. And now we added some channels. I'm actually the host of the 1520 Rise, where we explain Black outreach. Oh, look, there go my name again. And so I was wondering if, me having free time being a stay-at-home mom is an actual blessing because I'm actually able to help because I know a lot of people have stuff to do. They have, their media presence. They going on talk shows and stuff. I'm not doing all that yet. Ain't nobody asked. Maybe because I'm crazy. But in the meantime, I'm over here helping manage this. I do the 1520 Rise, Conscious Conservative TV, which is a new hit that I also do on Thursdays. Shameless plug. I'm going to get you, Mark. You always saying you just now getting the notifications. It's 7 o'clock. I'm just kidding. This is Monday. It's not Tuesday. I'm going to let it pass. But I'm going to be posting a lot more only because people be acting like they don't know who I am. And I'm like, I've been on Twitter for 4 years. Y'all lie. Y'all say y'all know who I am. Y'all know who I am. Y'all just don't want me to blast y'all. But thanks for showing up, bud. You've been around for a long time. I was telling them about how we was over on Twitchy and how I was cutting up over there. And then they kind of kicked me away from Twitchy. I show up now every day now, and I mess with Fu, who's my girl over there. And I'll fight y'all. All y'all who try to come for Fu, I will fight y'all. But yeah, Mark knows how I used to get down over there. And people be the first day they say in the comments, you ain't black. Like, I ain't even light skinned, so you can't be trying to say I'm not even biracial. I mean, my mama light. If you want to see a picture of her, no, let me stop playing. But seriously, so yes, I'm a host of Conscious Conservative TV. Do the workshop for the 1520 Rise for Black Outreach. And yes, who doesn't love Fu? I mean, they were trying to kick her out of the party. Man, Fu ain't gonna go nowhere. Little Fu is gonna stay right where she at. And she gonna keep saying and being like she is because she like me. She just a crazy rabbit. But yeah, I thought I did one more. Greg, which one? Oh, I did MrsPinky Thoughts. Yeah, those are the 3. And those are the 3 I work on so far. We don't know if Felicia has a story. I might get another job. So we'll see how it goes right now. But yeah, so Mrs. Pinky is not a name that I got from somebody else. I know a lot of girls love pink, so Miss Pinkies are all over the place. But Pinky actually has a meaning for me. That's my last name is Pinkston, and my husband was called Pinky in the military, and that was his name. So I said, he's Pinky. I'm Mrs. Pinky. Our son is Kid Pinky, and now our little girl is Miss Pinky. See, that's why I'm Mrs. because we have a daughter now. And yeah, but so in 2006, let me back up. I say 2005-ish early 2005-ish, my brother, the Marine I showed you, he was graduating from high school. He was like, he wanted to go to the Marine. No, he wanted to go to the Army. So the Army recruiter kept coming around my house. He kept coming around our house. And this brother right here in the middle. And then my dad going to throw me under the bus. I was sitting there eating some chips, minding my business. And the recruiter was talking to my brother, and my dad says, "Hey, what about her? She not doing nothing." Cringe. So I'm sitting there 20 years old at my mom and dad's house. And the recruiter said, "Hey, you want to join the Army?" I said, "Do you see me? I'm big. I can't walk from here to upstairs without breathing. I'm not joining no. What do I look like joining the Army?" And I think to myself, I ain't got no job. I ain't got no man. I ain't got no kids. And then I become a smart ass. Like, everybody knows I'm a smart ass. So I'm like, all right, if you can get me to lose this weight to get in the Army, which I saw my older brother try and it didn't work. So I was kind of being, if you can get me to lose this weight, I join. You tell me this joker showed up the next day, "Hey, let's go running at the YMCA." I was like, running? Here he go. So I'm about my word. That's one thing. If you want to know anything about me, if I tell you I'm going to do something, or I promise you, I try to break my neck to do it. So I told him if he could get me to lose the weight to get in the military, I'll go. Lord and behold, let me show y'all this picture. This is me graduating from Look at that baby face. I graduated from, this is my family right here. They probably going to get me for showing y'all that picture. It's on Facebook, so they be all right. But that's me graduating from Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Yes. Oh, that was so long ago. Look at me looking all baby face, standing in the position of attention. I don't even know how to act. I'm so my uniform and bread, dude. Lord, yes, I joined the military. Oh, yeah. And I did 5 years, but those 5 years felt like the longest 5 years of my life. And I did 2 combat tours with 82nd Airborne Division. They tried their hardest to get me to jump out of planes, and I kept saying nope. And I don't know how God was loving me, but he said how some of my childhood pictures are black and white. My mama got a lot of pictures of me, and I'm just glad she's so nice and kind and loved me on Facebook, because she has not exposed. Like, I got this one. I always love showing people of me at 7 years old, of me being little. That's the one I swiped for my mama, but she has some pictures that I'm like, no, if she showed them, she just made, like, my brother posted this one at a picnic, and I look crazy, but that's because we went swimming, and that's like at a church picnic. I got food in my mouth. I told you I like food. But yeah, this is at my sister's wedding, right before, I think. This is my girl, Miss Fires Out. Y'all gonna see a lot of pictures of me because she's such my bestie, and she joined the Navy. So it seems so weird because I was the first to go. But honestly, there's a long list of military, especially women in my family. That's my cousin Katina right there. And her 2 brothers were Marines. So got a lot of service in the fam. But yeah, so I did the military, and then I had my GI Bill they give you for serving. They say, yeah, you want to be a soldier because you want free college. Well, I marched for free college, so I went to college, and I got my degree. Let's see if we go to my about. Yeah, I got it right here. Studied South University, and that's their logo right there. I went there. Yep. I had night classes, evening classes, because I had a little baby at the time. I was going to online school. But online school was kicking my butt. I was so up there in age, I was like, I can't keep doing this online school. So I had to actually go on campus, and we was going there. So I did get my college degree, and then messing around online. And that's how I inadvertently got myself a job online. I've been contemplating, because I still got some GI Bill left. I've been contemplating for a long time of going back to school. But when you start getting closer and closer to 40 and other ages, you'd be like, should I really go back to school? Yeah, so that's still in the back of my mind. Maybe I could for this podcast and radio broadcasting. I don't know what I want to do, honestly. I'm so all over the place. And I guess that's a typical trait for a Cancer. But the only social media I don't see right now is TikTok up. I don't have TikTok up because I just started it, and I'm still learning the ins and outs of it. But my biggest dominating social media right now is my Twitter. I have no idea why 12,000 people want to hear what I got to say, but I'm over here just talking to you guys about myself. My name is Mrs. Pinky, Nicole Pinkston. And we're just sitting here chatting and talking and getting to know me a little bit better. If we start getting into why I started to do the conservative stuff, I would say maybe during the Bush administration, I started noticing the Bush administration. Um, I started noticing how media and everybody was talking about it and handling him. And he had a show, That's My Bush, and people called him dumb and they laughed about him choking on pretzel. And then Obama came and the hoopla around him. And then I think 2012 is where I started to notice how the media was tricky. Like you said this about Bush, but then Obama gets praised even after Benghazi, even after everything. So that's when I think I started questioning. And then I fell to this old white guy named Ron Paul, and I started listening to him. And then I saw how he ended up getting done, and then we ended up with Mitt Romney. So I started having to do research and reading books. And I mean, I did read some Thomas Sowell. You know, I don't really say that because people think that's like some kind of rites of passage. You got to read Thomas Sowell. You don't know nothing about conservatism. I was like, I read the Constitution, though, and I read the Anti-Federalist, and I actually have the Anti-Federalist and the Federalist Papers. You know, I went deep. I was like, I want to learn this stuff for real, for real. So I went and I learned the Constitution. And, you know, you have to learn those things when you're in college, too. They make you sit there and listen to lectures about the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. So you start learning about those things. I'm going to take a quick break and do a little shameless plug again because I'm the media director at Conscious Conservative Media. And I want to just make sure that I have also done my part and let you guys know that if you check this out later, that you can join Conscious Conservative Media Net for free. Thanks to our beloved sponsors. And I'm going to do a quick promo now. If you come to FeliciaKillings.org and go to her main page, if you come down to where it says Join Our Movement, this is the page you get, and we're empowering and a new breed of rising leaders. I love the way this page is laid out, and I just need more of y'all to come look at it. And if you go down, we have some stuff, some new merch for you guys. I love this. All these nice models, and we have different types of shirts here with our logo. Progressivism is not charity. One of my favorite, Dual Domination. Everybody seems to love my conservatism is Malcolm, or my conservatism is Malcolm. And we got some shirts for the ladies as well. Most of them are just just smaller sizes and things that contour to the female body. If you have a chance, please go check it out. Please support the movement by purchasing the shirt. Please rep it, and let's this thing grow. I'm telling you, this is so awesome. I mean, and we're doing it based in kingdom principles with God on our side too. So we're not just out here trying to get clout, because like I said, I'm not even monetized on this podcast. I'm just here telling y'all about me today. I even did y'all one, and I got a purpley pink shirt on for y'all today. And I'm just sitting here and talking to y'all and just shooting the breeze to let y'all know that I don't always have to have someone on the other side of my channel sitting next to me. Y'all can have fun just sitting here with me. And these are my thoughts. So if you hear anything, trust me, it's not to bash, or it's not to bite. But let me show you something that I think a lot of people don't know. If you come into the Conscious Conservative Media and you're clicking on the main page, if you come to the main page, this is what you'll see. You'll see all of our most recent articles and our most recent posts. But I would like you to know, if you go into any of the channel, let's say we pick this one, there is a chat feature right along the left side. It's under, it says chat. You click that, bam, chat. You can talk to anybody that's online at the time, or you can just leave it and talk to you later. Also, everybody who becomes a member get a chat box up here, so you can put somebody's name in and talk to whomever you wish, just like Twitter. Now, we don't try to carry on over here like we on Twitter. You won't see a whole bunch of people cussing each other out, nothing like that. This is more for growth, development, training, education, empowering. We got topics, faith, community, family, marriage, culture, empower men, empowering women, parenting, economics, and politics. I mean, we put work in over here, especially Felicia. But we got our people helping out too. I'm gonna do a little shameless plug for Greg because his stuff is Wednesday, and I'm gonna plug it for him. And we got the new Conscious Conservative Book Club coming, and it's coming. And you should have been reading The Loneliness of the Black Republican, so we can talk about it because that book is woo. I got to finish that book. I might have to look at some of that stuff again. I'm gonna pull up some pages while we're sitting there talking about it, because if you want to know why the Republican Party is feckless, if you want to know why they still talking about black people need to pull their pants up and all that other stuff, that book will tell you. And we have Discovery. You know, a lot of people say, what is a conscious conservative? What are y'all doing over there? Who are y'all sponsored by? It's all right here. All you have to do is come check us out. Now, back to yours truly, Mrs. Pinky. Who am I? I was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. When I was in middle school, my parents decided to try something else and went and lived in California. Yeah, I know, on the whole other side of the United States. And I was in middle school, which is the hardest time of your life, middle school. And we went from one ghetto to the other ghetto. And I don't mince words about it because it was what it was. So we went from the ghetto of Baltimore to the ghetto of Los Angeles. So when people say LA and California need help and it looked like this and it looked like that, and I'm like, they're not lying. Trump said Baltimore is a shithole. Technically, yes and no. Because every town in America, from my experience, has two sides. There's a really, really nice side. That's the side you see in all the photos and all of the postcards. And then you got the really, really hood side where everybody's like, pop, 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 pop. That's just how it is. And if I always tell people, if you want to see what the underbelly of the country look like, ride the Greyhound. It'll take you to Cleveland. It'll take you to Oakland. It'll take you, you can hit up some spots and you can see the country for, a different side of the country if you haven't seen it. But yeah, so middle school up until my senior year of high school, my father said, we got to get out of California. It's just too much. So he said, we're going back to Maryland. I said, word, I spent 6 years out here and I'm almost finished high school. You take me my senior year back to Maryland. Hey, you a kid, what can you do? Let's go. I was sitting in the moving truck with Miss Fry's Art and we went back to Maryland. Then I joined the Army. So the Army sent me to North Carolina. Then my husband, I met him in the Army. He's from Georgia. So bam, I ended up in Georgia. So, and then we've been traveling and we go to different states. And I think every American should do that because a lot of people say, Nebraska, or they say, Alabama, but they've never been. So before you just start dissing Americans in different parts of the country, take some time off, take a week and go visit Florida, go visit New York, go visit Kansas, go visit Mississippi, go and hang at the Gulf Coast, go to Louisiana, have some fun. Get to know your country. You say you love your country. You say you hate your country. Go find out what the country look like. I want to go to South Dakota and see what's hanging up there. See me some Mount Rushmore. I know they just had Freedom Fest up there. Yeah, I never know what stuff is going on until it's too late. But yeah, but I'm not politics all the time. I know that, we get so consumed on Twitter because Twitter didn't used to be like this. It used to be memes on there. I try to post jokes sometimes. People think I'm still serious. But yes, I love comics. I love anime. I love DC comics. Not more than Marvel, but I just know more about DC. It's like because I've read more. So like if you ask me about, stuff about when Doctor Strange did such and such, I'd be like, I don't know. But if you tell me about when Eobard thing became Reverse Flash and then he became Possessor Zoom and then he I'd be like, oh yeah, so such and such happened. I did used to be a big Daredevil fan, but I don't know what happened in those comics. I had those, but I'm a movie buff. If I had to pick a genre I really, really like, I love thrillers. I love when you're trying to figure out what's going on in a movie and then they head fake you and then something else is going on. I like those type of movies. If it's a horror thriller, it's okay if the gore makes sense. If it's just gory for gory's sake, I can't watch it. I'll be in there like, I'll be watching it like this. And like I said, gore, violence, cursing, all that has to match the movie. Like there's violence in Predator, but it makes sense because it's alien hunting some army dudes. So that makes sense. But like gore, like Hostel, it was just nasty. And I was just like, well, what was the point in this? Like, so it depends on the movie to me. Like, I think the coolest movie, Tenet. Now, if you ain't seen it, sorry, spoiler alert, but I think it was a good movie. But if you haven't, go see it, and then maybe we can talk about that later on another live stream. Talk about Tenet. Christopher Nolan movies are always you don't know, or you think you like it at first and then you think about it later and like, this was trash. So you never know with Christopher Nolan. So you go, so I'm a movie buff, thanks to my dad. I love cooking, thanks to my mom. And I love to talk, obviously. I don't know if that's a Cancer thing, but that's a Miss Pinky thing, a Nikki thing, a Nicole thing. So that's me. So obviously now I'm a podcaster, so I'm putting my mouth where to good use, you know. I love being black. See nothing wrong with that. I don't think talking about me being black is divisive. I don't think saying blackity black is hurting anybody. But I don't dwell on it. I don't want you to like me because of that. I don't want you to, be cool with me because of that. I want you to get to know me, get to know that I love math, that I'm a nerd, that I used to actually wear pencils in my pocket. I had straight A's in school. I like hip hop. My favorite rapper is Remy Ma. I like her, and she says she's working on a video right now. We're gonna see. If I ever got a chance to meet her, I would tell her I'm mad because I feel like she'd be making me wait too long for music. But she has no obligation to me. I love the fact she had a baby with her husband and she doing what she doing. But I don't really fan over famous people. I just feel like they just got more money, but they're people, so they got the stuff that they gotta do. I don't hate Cardi B. I know a lot of people be like, she's trash, and I'm like, Cardi B is using what she got to make what she got because she don't live how she used to live. So sorry if you hate her and you think that she's disgusting or she's degenerative. I'm like, that song WAP was a remake of a 1994 song. So if anybody was bringing down the culture, it's already been headed that direction. That's a 1994 song that she sampled and redid. So a lot of people be like, oh, these songs are trashy now. And I'm like, that's a sample, that's a sample, that's a sample. And I can bring up some 1930 stuff that'll make you go, what? She said what? And yes, she did. So, but because of my mom and my uncles who play instruments, and I call them hillbillies sometimes, but they're more than that. Hillbillies just simplifying it. But so my uncles love sitting around playing the guitar, and my mom can play the guitar, the organ. She dabbles with the clarinet. So I love rock music. You might hear rock music coming out the background. You're like, what? Yes. Old school music, so it'd be old rock, anything from 60 to 90s, like is it rock, disco, old funk, neo soul. Oh, my music is all over the place. You'd be like, did I hear Kirk Franklin? Did I hear Korn? Like, this girl is everywhere. And I think my music is more on my mood. So I might be wanting to praise God one minute, and I might be wanting to kirk out and curse somebody else. Lord help me. That's what I said. That's why I'm a Protestant and not a Catholic. Because I was a Catholic, I'll be in that like, Father, I sinned again. Like, you just came in here like 2 seconds ago. Yes, Lord help me. But I'm gonna save a couple of other stories that I have. I have a lot of interesting stories, and I think people are like, "Oh, you're nice and everything," but my heart has been stomped on, twisted, thrown up in the air, flipped upside down, and then deep fried. So it took a long time to get here. It did take therapy. Thank you, God, for that. I know a lot of people are like, "But you're a Christian and everything." I'm like, I need, therapy too. It doesn't hurt. Therapy exists, and a lot of people get scared of therapy, and I was too. I was like, I gotta tell my business but then I was like, this person don't know me, so hey, just talk to them. But this is an episode of MrsPinky Thoughts. So I'm just sitting back telling you a little bit about myself. I hope you get an insight into me as I'm talking. Like, either this girl's crazy or she's kind of cool, whichever. I'm okay with it. And then if you watch it later, and if somebody asks you about me, you're like, just watch this video because I can't explain you to her to you, then this would be a good one. I'm also trying to post more content because I want to get the information out that there's conservatives that don't fit the mold. There are people who might be right wing or right leaning or team red, or I don't know if you would call me more purpley pinkish. Red with a little flavor. So it became pink. I don't know. I gotta work that. That sounds like some branding, like I'm red but light, so it becomes pink. I'll work that some kind of way. But this episode was just so you could get to, either be introduced to me for the first time, get to know me again. Like, Mark has known me for forever. Greg has been following me forever, and I'm glad you guys came and spent some time with me. I know Twitter can be crazy. So I could tweet you guys, hey, come do this. And then the next thing I'm murking out somebody on a long thread and I went on a rant. I used to do rants all the time and I stopped that because it looks so much like my ADHD. And you're like, whoa, what is she saying? She's all over the place. But I am glad you guys who came and joined me. I might do some more cooking. Who knows? You might get a live stream and I'm in the kitchen baking. Or you might get a live stream and I'm crocheting with some yarn. But I just thought it would be nice to do something a little different. That's not an interview. I am doing an interview tomorrow at 7 p.m. with the Urban CEO. I think I told you guys already, but I want to remind you again because he is an urban CEO trying to rebuild the neighborhood and blocks, and he has a lot of information that can help you out. If you're starting a business, if you want to get into construction, if you want to get into real estate, I'm going to ask him all the good questions. You can come and ask your questions as well. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this live short because I want to keep some more of the juicy stuff. I got a lot of military stories that are funny now. They wasn't at the time. Troubling times, when I almost lost rank, when I did some craziness. I got some funny stories with my family growing up. So I'm gonna keep some of that stuff to myself. Maybe next time. Cooking. Oh yeah. Swap some ideas. I am always up for new recipe ideas. I can give you some cookie ideas, some cake ideas. Last Thanksgiving and my son's birthday, I did I don't know if you was here, Mark, when I showed my banana poke cake. That's a southern thing, so I had to get used to that. I mean, technically Maryland is a southern state, but we don't really make those poke cakes up there. But yeah, like I said, my brother's a chef too, so I'm always looking to try new good ideas. I'm also trying to do keto a little bit. So any keto ideas, any kind of diet ideas, I'm up for that. Like tonight, I just broke my diet. I made some collard greens with some bacon in it. I mean, fat is good, but them collard greens was good. So I'm getting back into that. I'm getting back in the kitchen. Sometimes I feel like doing stuff, sometimes I don't. I want to get back into baking. I used to make a lot of breads and stuff from scratch, cookies from scratch. I don't know. I got this challenge. I don't want to just make it from the package. Show me the recipe. But I think that comes with being a cook, and we made a lot of things from scratch. And then my grandmother, and I feel like it's mine when it's from scratch. When I gotta make it pre-made, that's somebody else's. I don't make that box macaroni and cheese. My children have never had that blue macaroni and cheese. Unless they went to Applebee's or some restaurant and then they got it from them. Nope, I make my cheese sauce from scratch. Yep. I mean, but I'm trying to do better because my family has a lot of history with Greg said I'm down with all the cooking stuff. Yeah, no, I don't know. I might open up my house for Thanksgiving. We see what's going on. Thanksgiving is my favorite time of the year. Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'm about to make them kids in my son's class this year. They're gonna be like, "Oh, is Miss Pinky bringing some more cookies?" So, collard greens with bacon. Oh yeah. Oh well, some people use hog moss and ham hocks, but I had some cube bacon. And I was like, I don't have anything else, so why not use this? And I love going to the meat market, so yeah, I'm not a vegan. Not in the least. And I think for every vegan there is, I might eat enough meat for 4 or 5 of them. No, it's not good. No, don't beat me up in the comments about eating meat. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this short so you guys can go in and enjoy your evening. This is another episode of Mrs. Pinky Thoughts. I'm your host, Nicole Pinks, and I'm so glad you guys could join me on a new episode. Please come back tomorrow. Please like and share and subscribe. If you felt blessed and led, please don't forget to just drop a $10 donation to my Cash App at Miss Pinky 85 or to my PayPal at MrsPinky85. And thank you for joining me. And I'll see you next time on Miss Pinky Thoughts. Thank you.